Breadheads.
Redheads. So sorry um, for missing. Another day, another apology.
I feel like we're politicians the way we're navigating.
I'm so sorry for the pain that my co-host has caused. Um, you know what? He's online. I'm just
Hmm.
kidding. Ty missed our episode on Friday. He was busy.
Yeah,
He doesn't have make time
it's.
for his other half anymore. His other 6 inch.
I'm just too busy jet setting. Sorry, I got canceled. Canceled our episode. Adidas canceled the deal, so I canceled the episode.
Yeah, we pulled out at the last minute.
Hmm.
So now Think Fresh stock went from 11 billion to I'm here 20 million.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, don't know what to do about that. The Stripe payment was looking a little light this morning.
Yeah, I'll drop my Cash App link after the epi, and if any of the breadheads wants to, it's feeling extra charitable today. Think Fresh could really use your angel investment.
Hmm. Speaking of an angel, we need to find God this episode, Ty. What do we do about what do we do about Kanye?
I don't know, man. Every week it's harder and harder to be a Kanye fan, and I don't know when. Like I'm fairly good at compartmentalizing. There's Kanye the man, and then there's Kanye the music, and um, used to proudly be a fan of both, and now I
Mhm.
don't know where I fall with the man, and it's making me question my faith in the music. I guess I should openly denounce Kanye on this public forum um, for what he says and does. So this is a denouncement of Kanye, just to be clear. But it hurts. We're all mourning, Eric. We're all mourning the loss of an idol, in a way.
Mhm.
Someone that we once looked up. He's having he's fogling right now in the media.
Hmm. He is fogling. That's exactly the parallel I was going to draw, um, because like this is no nothing new for Kanye. Like he's like always said increasingly bad stuff
Hmm.
and like annoying shit that's like pisses people off. And then I think it's finally reaching a breaking point. And made me think of Subway Tide because we, we had Fogel, we had the tuna, we had the
Hmm.
bread. I don't even have to tell you what happened to each of those things. You
Hmm.
know. And
Hmm.
what's going to be the tipping point, Ty? Are you going to tell me that the salami was made from children?
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of sauce streaks on the legacy of the way.
Yeah,
It's yeah, a lot of
but
convictions.
damn, but damn, the sandwiches are good.
We have to separate the subway from the sub, the way from the sub, in a sense.
Yeah, dude, take away the whey from the sub, and now we're talking. You know what I mean? It
Hmm.
it, it makes perfect sense. Like everything about the whey sucks. It's just plain and simple. But as soon as you
Hmm.
bite down on that sandwich, as soon as you connect your AirPods Maxes to Donda album, you're cruising. But
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
what do we do, man? It's not good.
Hmm. I think we need to come together, mourn, and try to find ourselves in this. I think, like, you and I, much like many, like millennial white men, use Kanye as a personality trait. And
Wow, did you
so, in
just
a sense,
do did you just do a race reveal?
well, I'm sure that breadheads figured it out that we are the Italian bread of podcasting.
That's funny.
So I think, like, now there's like, not only has one of the greats fallen from uh, his pedestal in the fashion and music industry, but we all have a gaping hole, an open head count in our personalities now, Eric. Like I I wouldn't be surprised if, like, everyone is suddenly like a Pharrell guy now, like people are
Oh no.
grasping for someone.
Hmm.
We lose
This
Virgil,
is
lose Ye. What do we do?
wow. When you put it like that, Ty, that's it's really depressing because now people are gonna start dressing like ASAP again, and like that was
Mm-hmm.
an era that we left behind for a reason, you know?
Mm-hmm. We don't need any more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Um,
I would consider investing in Jerry Lorenzo right now. Like if I was a venture capitalist, I would
yeah,
be.
any like Virgil ex Kanye alumni, so like
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Williams, Heron
Mm-hmm.
Preston,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, any of those guys, any former Bin Trail members, Justin Saunders.
Yeah, I was gonna say Justin. Like anybody that's like Yeezy adjacent is
Hmm.
suddenly has like they have there's a position they can fill. They could become the
Hmm.
CEO of the essence of Yay.
Hmm. Hmm. Is it gonna be Demna?
It might be.
Yeah. Demna was like the creative director of this entire era of Kanye. His
Hmm.
arguably his like best era aesthetically.
Hmm.
So do we all just like shift over to the Balenciaga hive and just cut out EA just like the company did.
Yeah, dude, I think we go Team Demna from here forward. I think a lot of other businesses are going to look to collaborate with Balenciaga, not just because of Demna as like a designer, but also because he's so quiet, like he's so soft spoken,
Hmm.
that it's pretty hard to criticize the guy because
Hmm.
he isn't the exact opposite of Kanye. He is in no way, shape, or form a liability unless he like makes like I don't know uh pants with like a dick hole in them, you know, or
Yeah,
some
shout out
sort
Rick
of
Owens.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you're right. He the worst thing he ever did, which pales in comparison to anything Kanye said in the last 48 hours,
Mhm.
is like make distressed sneakers for like $1,000.
Oh yeah,
Remember when everyone was pissed about that?
yeah. The threads on his sweaters are literally they're falling off, but
Hmm.
I
But
mean you
all
got
good art is temporary, you know?
mm-hmm.
It's
That's the
performance art.
I mean like you're paying a premium for a shitty looking sandwich, you know, because it's only here for a moment. You're just there. The sandwich is there for a moment, so it's okay. It doesn't have to be
Hmm.
perfect.
Hmm. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful
Beautiful.
comparison there.
Yeah.
Um, where do we go from here, Ty? I watched the interview yesterday about this, um, and it made me realize like we could probably get Ye on the pod now. It's like possible. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like because I think I think we just gotta hit his DMs a little bit harder than we've done in the past, and
Hmm.
just try to like make it worth his while. It's like, listen, buddy, we don't want to talk about no like racial shit. We just want to talk about sandwiches. Can you come on the
Hmm.
pod and talk about sandwiches with us? And I think he'd be
Yeah.
really open to the idea.
Me too, man. I think that would be like a nice mental break for everybody. We're quite literally hitting refresh on just all this controversy. Subway hit refresh on the menu. We're gonna hit
Hmm.
refresh on Yay. Give him a chance to
Hmm.
just tell a new story about himself.
Hmm.
Something pastrami related.
Yeah. So I want to hear his take on cold cuts. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get into like the different shades of bread. I don't want to be anything like anything too racially adjacent. Uh, I just want to keep it light, you know?
Hmm. And no mention of who owns the franchise. Just the sandwich. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not doxing anybody. We just want to have a nice, clean, cold cut convo. Yeah.
Cold cut convo is really cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Ty. Well, I'm sure we'll make it happen. Um, is there anything else we want to say about Yay, or are we done? Are we done forever?
I think we're done. I think we canceled him
Hmm.
maybe temporarily. If the Mercies keep spewing, if they get saucier and saucier, then we might have to revisit this topic. But until then, I think there's more important subway related news we need to discuss.
I agree. Well, that's been an episode of Think Fresh podcast. Everybody, thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, I guess that's our series finale. Nah.
Yeah. Now that Kanye is resting in peace, we can no longer podcast, unfortunately.
Yeah. Our last bite.
Our
Nah.
last bite.
It might seem like we are winding down this podcast because we keep missing episodes. Once again, I apologize to the Bread House for missing our Friday episode. I was jet setting. I was coming back from the 66666 to beautiful Vancouver, BC. I went while I was in Toronto, Eric. I attended a Raptors game. Are you familiar with basketball?
Yes, my favorite sport. Of course, Ty.
Yeah.
What did you learn about the Toronto dinosaurs?
Yeah, they're surprisingly young for being named after dinosaurs. It was really interesting to watch. There were so many Subway ads on like the banners inside the stadium and on like the overhanging score
hmm
screen.
hmm
The And then I realized it's because like Subway is invested in all of like major league sports, but in particular, Rookie of the Year and Toronto Raptors player Scottie Barnes is doing a collab with Subway right now. Like he's been
Ah,
trying to.
yes.
He's their spokesperson of their rice bowls. You're aware of this? Scotty's
Um,
pushing bowls.
I did catch a glimpse of Scotty. You know, I think he was sitting down in like some mid-century modern chair, munching on a
Hmm.
bowl. Does that sound correct?
I believe that's correct. Yeah, I believe he referred to Subway as Bowlway,
Oh.
potentially foreshadowing this being like quite a big venture for the brand to be getting into bowls.
Hmm. Is this a is this a symptom of the PC culture that we're in, Thai? Are bowls just more accessible?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to eat a handheld, you kind of need a hand. That's a little bit ableist if you think about it. Um,
Yeah, totally. If you're like body divergent, you know what I
mhm.
mean? You don't possess the ability to grip a footlong with both of your hands, then I can see why you'd be, maybe looking at Subway in a different way, being disappointed with their offering, how they index heavily on sandwiches. And you might be
Mhm.
looking for, something that can be, eaten with a single hand or maybe just with your mouth. A
Mhm.
bowl would be great for that.
The bowl is the most versatile of meals because it's just simply assembled in a container. You can even you can go miso soup style and slurp it into your mouth. You can
Exactly.
attack a bowl with any utensil type. It's great. I've
Mhm.
always been a strong bowl advocate my whole life, a bowl boy, if you will.
This guy loves bowls. There was a
I
time
love
when
bowl.
we would get lunch and Ty is just like would always order a bowl. It almost became like I would just start laughing immediately when I saw your eyes scan the menu and stop at the Buddha bowl almost
Hmm.
every single time.
Yeah, dude. Buddha, poke, smoothie,
Dragon.
acai, dragon. Hell, there's so many different kinds of bowls out there.
Hmm
Bowl culture is my culture. So,
Okay. And
having said that, I don't know how I feel about the Raptors stealing my culture, Eric.
okay, let's go on that.
I think if the Raptors are gonna do this, I think they should make it like their own thing. Call it basket way, not bowl way.
Or basketball.
Or basketball. Brilliant. Wow. That's a way
Oh,
better pun.
basketball. Bowlway. Yeah, bowlway's kind of like falls flat. Basketball. Sub
Hmm.
bowl.
Yeah, we'll send that one to Nick Nurse for free.
hmm Absolutely.
They should.
Do you think they force the players to eat Subway? Like I can imagine like if you got a Gatorade sponsor, it's like they're sipping on Gatorade like on the bench, right? If
Hmm.
Theragun is sponsoring the team and they're using Theraguns like on the bench. If they are sponsored by Subway, are they required by contract
Mhm.
to this is a binding contract? Do they have to eat Subway as a pre-game meal?
You know, I've heard some franchisee horror stories about being like contractually bound to Big Way. So I don't think the suits at Subway mess around when they're drafting these contracts. Just the same way
Hmm.
that like your NBA owners are not messing around when they draft players. So I would think that absolutely they would get that in the fine print, that shit that they have to have like a minimum 12 inches prior to a game. And I wonder if that's a blessing or a curse. Like
Hmm.
you're carb loading, it's protein rich, you have the energy you need to like throw a few three pointers, but you might also be like groggy or unable to sprint because of that added weight. I'm not sure if
Hmm.
it's a favorable contractual obligation or a detrimental one to one's play.
Hmm. Hmm. I think it would be very detrimental, Ty, as a post-game kind of recovery meal, because
Hmm.
I can relate as somebody who was on a sports team. You always go to Subway after the game or
Hmm.
after practice, and then you flood the Subway with like your entire team, and you're like all ordering 12 inches, and it's just like a come down meal. You know what I mean?
Oh
But
yeah.
pregame, I don't know, man. I think maybe that's where bowls come in because it could be just the sheer amount of bread, the overwhelmingly high carb count that is
Hmm.
going to
Hmm.
prevent you from performing on the court. Um,
Hmm.
so that could be the reason for going for bowls, but I actually think there's even better opportunity, Ty, to talk about the inch inch based measuring system. Okay, think about
Okay.
this. There is a obsession with vertical in basketball and how high
Hmm.
you can jump. And they
Hmm.
could have totally easily been like, hey, the more inches you consume, the more inches you can jump. And then cue the Michael Jordan commercial where he's like jumping from the half court line and dunking the basketball. It's like, come on,
Damn.
it just writes itself, Ty.
You're right. Like they're obsessed with vertical. Subway's obsessed with horizontal inches. You're
Mm-hmm.
obsessed with inches below the waist. Um, we're all we're all thinking about it a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, even just like they're obsessed with stats in sports leagues. They're like, this guy's 7 foot one. This guy's
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
6.5 foot longs. You know, like
Wow.
play into it.
Exactly. Show me the NBA 2K score card, or like the player sheet for Scottie
Hmm.
Barnes. You know, he's 6 foot long, tall. His, his jumper is 3 out of 4 sauces. You know,
Hmm.
give me those kinds of numbers. Something I can really, digest.
I love that. Yeah, his weight is 400 meatballs.
Exactly. Something I can really sink my teeth into, if you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, Aaron. I like that. That's a more appropriate way for Subway to think about sports sponsorship because, like, sports guys, they're like so into stats, and like Subway guys, you'd think are into stats, but they're not. It's kind of weird. Like Subway in of itself is obsessed with stats. They're like, my sandwich
Mm,
is 12 inches. The lettuce has 25 calories. Like
mm-hmm,
there's 100 kilojoules of energy in our chicken.
mm-hmm.
They're obsessed with stats.
You're absolutely right. And every time you go to Subway to make a sandwich, you're kind of like creating a fantasy basketball team. You're just
Mm-hmm.
like, I want the lettuce, I want the bell peppers. You know what I mean?
Pick your team. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you gotta choose
Wow.
your point guard. It's like, okay, herbs and cheese, and then who's the supporting cast after that, right?
Yeah, dude. You got a few like defense layers on the bottom and a few offense layers on the top, like your like banana peppers and chipotle. Damn, those things
Hmm.
hit hard in the paint.
Exactly. And this goes back to why like Subway's just failing in life because they don't have TVs in the Subway. Think about it. Like
Wow,
if you
holy shit.
like why can't I go to Subway to watch the big game, you know?
Yeah, dude, totally. Like they need the sports section.
Hmm. Make the whole thing sports section. Just throw three. like flat screens like near the menu, and you know, while I'm in my food coma post consuming this chicken bacon ranch, then I can, you know, sit back and watch Chef Curry cook up a different type of sub, you know.
Mm-hmm. They need if Subway wants to become the destination for sports, the ESPN of fast food, I think they need to add more like nibbly things to the menu or more beverages so that they can
Bingo.
continue to capitalize on like the 1 hour that the client is now in the franchise because you can eat a 12-inch sandwich in like 8 minutes and then you're
Hmm.
stuffed and
Hmm.
you're not going to buy anymore, but you're going to stick around for the other three periods.
Hmm. You're absolutely right. They needed more reasons to stay in the subway to watch
Hmm.
the full like 2 hour game or whatever it is. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way I'm gonna kill my sandwich in the first like quarter, and then I got 3 quarters where I'm sitting there like sipping on like Fanta.
Yeah,
Like, no,
dude.
I need a Budweiser.
Exactly. Like I don't want to just keep this melted ice in my cup. I want like something new. Like maybe they could get creative. Like maybe you could like make little bruschettas, you know? That would be kind of dope.
Wow.
And like you could or like they have those chicken tenders. You know, why don't you just get an order of those like crispy chicken like patties
Let's
with
go.
some dipping sauce? Like try to and spread it out into more smaller, expensive dishes that you could like
Hmm.
order throughout to kind of keep you snacking and keep you watching.
I love that. They could even do a game day special, Ty, where you can like split your sandwich into 4 parts, one for each quarter. You know,
Mhm.
you start the game with maybe a quarter of your sandwich, and then the next quarter is actually like a deconstructed version. It's like you got like
Mhm.
some bread and like some oils to dip it in. And then
Mhm.
after that, you get chicken tenders and dip, and then fourth quarter cookie.
Love that. Boom. It makes so much sense though because in theory, your sandwich is just a like an appy, a preemie, and a secondie all wrapped into one handheld. Think about it. You get the bread with a little bit of oil, like garlic oil. You
Hmm.
get the vegetables with maybe a little bit of like ranch on it. There's your salad. And
There
then
you
you get
go.
the meats show up and they have a little bit of a seasoning too, some Parmesan and oregano or like
Little
a little bit of
antipasti.
sauce.
Like that, I
And
order that so many times in Italy, just a plate of salami. Like,
hmm
why can't I do that at Subway?
damn. You could
Oh
dude,
shit.
I think there's a like just that alone, there's a Subway fine dining concept that could be extracted from that insight, you know? Holy shit, a cookie for dessert.
Yeah, dude, that's
A
awesome.
a few chips on the side while you're waiting for your bread.
Hmm. Hmm. And in between the quarters is when you can like get up to like go retrieve this thing. You know, it's like
Hmm.
there's a perfect break in the action for you to like okay, I'm ready for my, you know, preemie. Bring the
Yeah,
preemie.
totally. Take a piss and get back in line.
Exactly. I'm curious, Ty, when you went to the game, like, did you feel the need to get up at every timeout? Like, okay,
Hmm.
now is when I'm going to go grab a beer or like whatever and top up my 24 ounce Budweiser.
Yeah, dude. It's literally what I was drinking, but um it's a bit neurotic. Like with basketball, because there's four quarters, that means there's four every 12 minutes you're standing up because you're like, I feel like I have to take advantage of this to go buy something. Like I need to like chug my beer and get another. I need to go get
Hmm.
some popcorn. I need a hot dog. I don't
Hmm.
even know what I need. I just need to go outside and try to
Hmm.
buy something.
Hmm.
It's a little bit like frantic and all consuming. Where as the time's ticking down, you're like, damn, I really want Raptors to like catch up, but I also really want to go like buy a slice of pizza. Like,
Yeah, and if I'm not here cheering them on, they're not going to catch up. They need
yeah, yeah.
me.
They need me. There's a tension there. And
Oh,
it's so funny. Yo, the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto though, they have a Tim Hortons inside the arena. So
of course
fourth
they do.
period, I got an ice cap. I was like sipping a Tim Hortons ice cap in the stadium. And that felt kind of cool.
Wow. How patriotic did you feel at that very moment? You're like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
True North
Canada.
strong and free, baby. Um
Did you take a knee when they did the American anthem?
uh, No disrespect, but I need to tie my shoes.
I literally have to do it right now.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
Sheesh. Yeah. So that
Wow.
was there's like a lot of like going on in that game though. Like I was on the edge of my little tiny nosebleed seat the whole time. They were playing the Cavaliers. Cavaliers are culturally relevant right now because Daniel Arsham is their creative director. So
Oh,
Arsham fans and Pokemon fans come together to cheer for the Cavs.
Daniel Arsham.
Hmm.
Um, wow, dude. How do you think like he scored the Cavs? What's the Cavs record last like year?
I don't know, man. They must be desperate for a rebrand though. Like there's so many sports teams that have worse logos than the Cavs that I'm surprised that they're the ones that were like going to invest in like
Hmm.
a creative director. But at the same
Hmm.
time, like, did they like see like a Pikachu with jewels coming out of its face and think like, oh yeah, that guy should redo our logo? Like,
Hmm.
how did they get to this point? What are they smoking over there? What smoked meats are they eating?
Are we thinking of the same Daniel Arsham? Because the
Yeah,
one I'm thinking of is like the dystopian future Daniel Arsham.
the I think we're thinking of the same Daniel Arsham, but he's been on this like Pokemon bender for so long that I think he's lost touch with God.
Really?
Yeah.
Hang on.
He did like a cool Porsche collab not too long ago and like a little bit of work with Ramoa. But other than that, the dude can't stop making Charizards.
Um, Interesting.
So
So wait,
really
looks like he was hired 2 years ago. Um, I'm trying to find like any like media kit I can online here. Let me know if you find it. Um, I mean, obviously I can see the dystopian kind of like moon rock vibe that he's always been on, which
hmm
makes sense because like the Cavs have been kind of like a wasteland since LeBron left.
The surface of the moon.
Yeah, much like the surface of the moon. Um, Interesting. Do you
So
have anything for me here, or am I looking at just the same old stuff?
yeah, dude. Well, as soon as he joined the party over in Cleveland, the first thing he did was redesign the logo because you wouldn't be a creative director if the first thing you didn't do is like completely throw away all old branding and start fresh.
Hmm.
Um, so our boy, he said, I'm gonna put down the Squirtle and pick up the iPad Pro, and I'm gonna like hop in Illustrator and make a better C than before. I don't know
Interesting.
how to feel about the rebrand. It's okay. It looks like he found some nice typefaces online.
This
Nice
man
free
went to the
typefaces.
font
Yeah.
and found some new visuals.
And
This
now
is so
Duck House are
fascinating.
looking pretty good.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't feel like they were looking that fresh on the court. Granted, I was pretty far away. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't
Interesting.
know, man. Who would you want to be the creative director of your basketball team if you were like in a like Jay-Z type situation where you had a minority stake in a team?
That's really cool. I don't know, Ty. I think, well, for all it's worth, the Donda Dubs look pretty good as a team.
Yeah.
Like if you just think about it, like the all black jerseys, the like light Christian feel to it.
hmm
And then also the all black Yeezys on and off the court.
Yeah.
Um, I quite like the aesthetics of it. Obviously, this podcast episode won't age well
hmm
because of that, what I just said, but I think it aesthetically, at least, it looks very good. It's too bad that people with like with someone with that much taste and like ability to like create and is able to like just like I don't know, find something that's like beautiful and like apply it is also
Hmm.
like extremely like stupid online and like
Yeah,
is a
it's
horrible communicator. How is somebody who literally writes for a living a horrible communicator?
damn.
That's
Ask your
crazy.
copywriter.
Yeah.
Check in on your copywriters right now,
Yeah.
people. If you have one in your network, just see how they're doing.
Mhm. Yeah, make sure your copywriter friends are on their meds because we don't need
Yeah,
another like one of these scenarios.
another incident. I know
Um,
the that when the Raptors franchise rebranded their jerseys, and I think it was 2016, Drake wanted them to go black and gold, like OVO style,
oh
and
yes.
he got because as the global ambassador, he has some pull there, but clearly not enough to ditch the Raptors red.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Ty, I got an alternative answer for you. This is probably the second best example that I'm able to think of here. So AC Milan, which is
mhm.
a football team, Ty. It's not American football, but
Are they the
you
ones
know,
that do the off-white fits? Oh hell yeah! I knew that was where you're going.
so AC Milan football team, club, whatever, they got the off-white contract. So the tour
Yeah.
bus and all of the clothing, I think, is off-white. Like the tour bus is like looks insane. I think that's like the best
Hmm.
part. Um, but yeah, that's probably the second best aesthetic for a team that I could think of. What do you
Yeah,
think?
that's pretty cool. I mean, like as far as like teams in the wild, having like an all off-white tour bus and that Ablo jacket looks pretty fire. It's a
Hmm.
little bit too uh much of a maybe like a tribute to Virgil, what they did. Like it doesn't feel it feels like you're wearing off-white. It doesn't feel like you're part of AC Milan. I don't think there's enough essence of Milan in it. So I don't know. I think if I was gonna hire a design house to make my sports leagues attire, maybe I'd go with somebody that's a little less overtly branded, like maybe like more of like a Margiela. To that would just be a little bit more discreet, you know, and let kind of like let the sports stars be the stars. Don't hide them behind like
Mm.
graphics, you know.
Mm. I like that a lot. I like that
Yeah,
principle.
like don't wrap up my sandwich. I want it for here.
Wow, well said, Ty.
Thank you.
Um, wow, well, time to rebrand this podcast, I think.
I think so. I got Arsham on the horn. We'll see what he can do for us.
Hmm. Yo, Arsham, can you bake it in the oven and then like put a crater in it, please? Can you take our podcast and fucking I don't know, blast it with like a flamethrower and then and then dehydrate it?
Yeah, why is there a 3D printed ruby in my veggie patty? Get this out of here.
Yo, Arsham, can you carve a long steak and cheese out of this block of marble?
Uh, Yo, but actually, sandwich artist fits like that's the jersey of Subway is the sandwich artist fit. That could use a celebrity designer redesign. Like, imagine if
Mm-hmm.
you go to Subway and
Mm-hmm.
they got like Subway off white fits for every single one of them. That'd be so cool.
Mm-hmm. That would be, I can see it already. Like a Subway sandwich artist is like a lime green t-shirt and it says like painter in quotes.
Hmm.
That's
Wow,
fucking awesome.
bringing the art back to the artist.
Absolutely.
Holy shit, that
Dude,
makes me
that'd be
so hyped up. I want that creative director role.
yeah. Holy shit. I think we just need to work at Off-White. We're a
I
little
think
late
so
on that
too.
one, but I think it'll be still fun.
Uh, yeah, we could get in there. We could make it off Italian.
Mhm. Off-White now is just a franchise of itself, if you think about it.
Hmm. It's kind of meta.
It's like they just took the ball and kept running with it, you know?
But this is the case with every design house. Like Cristobal Balenciaga is dead. Yet look at what they're doing. You know, like
He's
It's
rolling in
almost
the
like if
grave right now. He just caught wind of Yeezy Gap, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
it's kind of crazy. I don't know. Name a design house, and there's a dead founder associated with it. You know,
Mm,
like
not
the
Prada.
only oh, because what's her name? Michi Prada.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still kicking. Uh,
Yeah.
That's so weird. Like it's like the natural progression is that you die, and then LVMH Group picks up your body and turns it into money.
Holy shit. Wow, you're right. You're right. Oh. Well, on that note, Ty, let's pray for Ye. Um,
Hmm.
RIP, a real one.
Yeah, he will be
And
missed.
you'll, wow.
I miss the
I'm
old
not,
Kanye.
I'm not ready to let go of Kanye though. I think there's like a really slim chance that in like 5 years we're gonna look back and be like, wow, he was right.
Yeah, maybe, maybe not. I think he'll
Very
go to like
slim.
maybe if he like goes to like Narcissist Anonymous, gets his like 9 month ban, and then we'll like revisit this when
Mm.
he's clean.
What is what does Kanye have to do for you, Ty, for you to forgive him?
I would like to start with like maybe a few like positive about the Jewish community. Like it's not gonna like make up for the negative ones, but like at least shows that he's like pandering, you know?
Pandering in this case is probably valuable.
Mm-hmm. That's a start. It's a start. I'd like personally, I'd like a signed pair of Yeezys, but um,
I
I
would
don't
like the
know.
$20 pair of like Easy Gap shades that like wrap around your head.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
The
is
wraparounds.
probably enough to buy my friendship. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping this is all just one misunderstanding.
I wouldn't mind if I wouldn't mind a feature on Donda 3. Like it could be at
Ooh,
the end, but a Think
actually,
Fresh feature would be reputable to me.
yeah. I mean, that's a pretty great idea. He could also come on this pod and
Mhm.
talk to us about, um, what Kim is like, I guess. I don't know.
And I think some apologies are in order. That's the first step, Eric. That's the first step of all this of the 7 step process is admission. You know, admission of
Mm-hmm.
reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Apologize to Kim. Apologize to Skeet. Apologize to Cuddy. Apologize to Ty and Eric. Um,
That feels like so long ago when you posted Skeet. Like little did we know where we would end up.
yeah, they
Shit.
were there were signs, Eric.
Yeah, dude. Holy. Um, all right. Well, that's been an episode of Think Fresh.
Mhm. Yep, be sure we out here thinking.
We're thinking.
And I think you should tune in next week for another great episode. Ty and Eric, make sure to sign the petition on our Instagram account to bring back the falafel footlong. Tell your friends about this wonderful podcast and keep thinking fresh.
Absolutely.
All right, stay fresh. Ciao.
See ya.